Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. So the anniversary of Warzone is coming up on the 11th of March, I think it is, and that's the 1 year. So in this past year I think I've played this game way too much, but what it has done though is it's given me this weird sort of way that by looking at certain operators that my opponents use, I am able to somehow guess exactly which way that they're going to attack, or perhaps even the personality traits that these players who are behind these operators actually have. And I thought it would be fun for us to look at that, and maybe there's some comparisons here that would make sense to you and that you've also seen yourself. But I do have to warn you that I have a slight potty mouth, so if some profanity is not your cup of tea, then unfortunately I would have to say that you should go elsewhere. But if not, then strap in and let's get right in it. So the first one on the list is the CDL Competitor, and that's also the newest one on the list here, but let's just be honest, this is obviously not someone that is a CDL Competitor that's actually behind the operator of the skin, and that's actually true for any of the branded skins of any of the CDL teams. So generally speaking, these players are not going to be using this, and so the player that's wearing this is kind of like a poser, and in other words, you know, not of that skill level, so that's at least one good thing. They're also the first players to usually leave you like a really scathing death or proximity chat when you kill them.
You stupid bitch.
Something involving your genitalia or your mother, or a combination of that, or like a farm animal or something like that. But however, these guys do tend to use the meta weapons a lot. So whatever Jaego or Exclusive Ace or True Game Data is recording their videos on this week, that's what these guys are going to be running. So you're going to go up against meta weapons, or whatever Z-Lana or Aiden just recorded a 55 bomb world record fucking kill clip on YouTube with is what's going to be in the hands of these guys. That being said, they're not very good at using those weapons, and last but not least, they have the telltale sign, and that is in their clan tag. They usually have like MFAM or FaZe or something like that. Next is Ghost, and this is most likely a PC player, and here I'm talking about the UDT Ghost, Last Breath Ghost, Ghosted Ghost, whatever, so any variant of this skin. Whoever is piloting this operator sees themselves as like an OG Call of Duty player or an OG Warzone player. And they're not afraid to spend money on this game, so often they'll, migrate to other skins or something like that, but generally at the beginning of a season or eventually they always come back to this skin. This is like their fucking go-to. The other go-to about them is they always have a kilo in their hand. So this is the gun that they'll be beaming you out of the air with, or, that they'll be using against you in a gunfight, so you can also recognize them that way. Or by the fact that they, like the kind of player that uses a fucking heartbeat sensor in a game mode like plunder. So, aka a try-hard, basically. So, I guess the one other thing is that with the inclusion now of open mic at the end of a plunder match, as well as it always being there at the end of a Warzone, is that these are the guys that are going to be yelling like easy, easy, easy into the microphone at the end until you eventually get to the score screen. So that's another way to, recognize them as well. Third on the list is Kruger, the Kruger operator. So if you're going to get killed by a melee weapon, knife, bat, fucking brick, whatever the hell, then it's usually going to be this operator that's doing it to you. They often have like a porn star, a female porn star name as their player name. So you're looking at something like Mia Malkova or Riley Reid or Lena Rhodes, or I know way too many porn star names.
I can't find pussy anywhere.
And basically in a team fight situation, if one of the people on the team has the skin, then usually all of them have, because there seems to be some kind of herd mentality when it comes to the skin here. They definitely watch fucking anime, probably like a lot of it, and their stalking grounds tend to be like a mixture of Superstore or Storage Town. In Storage Town, they're hiding in the fucking garage. When you run by, they'll stab you in the fucking head. And one good thing about going up against these guys is that they're only good in like the really short to medium range, because they can't snipe for shit. Next one we have is the Milsim default. Now the skin that I'm talking about is the one here on the screen now, and basically before the integration of Cold War, this used to be the default one when you went to the Milsim. Now with the inclusion of Cold War, you kind of like struggle to find this, but this is the default skin that the game goes to if you don't change anything with the operator, anything like that, or it's like a fresh install or something like that. So it's really a dangerous gamble when you go up against this skin, because you're either going going to be dealing with an absolute fucking starting player that has no idea what the hell they're doing. And once you kill him, you're going to hear something like, what? Or no! Or how? Or something like that. So it's going to be a brand new player, and so these are nice, you know, guys to farm, or and this is the big problem, it is a hacker, because these tend to be the like I said, burner accounts or new accounts that get created and that are basically new and get hacks loaded on, often feature this character as well. So the other way that you'll see this operator is when you're getting like fucking jump shot by a car 98 off a building in the air, and there's no way that this guy could have hit you, or he's hitting you from the skids of like a pilotless helicopter that's flying high up in an arena or something like that. So the other thing is, usually these guys, they leave the game just before it ends. So in the case of Plunder, they'll leave like right in the last couple of seconds, or in Warzone they'll quit like, you know, right before winning, because it's partly the reason that they believe that by doing that they're not going to get spectated and they're not going to get banned, they're not going to get reported. So that's where the whole cheater angle comes in again as well. Then there's Minotaur. Now Minotaur, I'm talking about Pulaski, Red Tide, Baroque, any of those. So in other words, one with the mask on. Basically, you know, if you're getting shot by an RPG, then it's going to be coming from this operator. So it's usually from the air, they're hitting you from the top with an RPG, or it's coming out of a window, or it's hitting your car as you're driving by, or it's coming from some dark corner. Bottom line, these guys love blowing shit up. And so, you know, when there's explosives, it's getting wielded by someone like this. Now, the funny thing is, it doesn't matter where in the world your region is that you're playing. You could be playing in fucking Alaska with other Alaskans. When this guy kills you, or when you kill them and you get to hear something from them with proximity or death chat, it's going to be kurva. It's somehow always someone yelling kurva with that Eastern European accent. So I don't know how that works. It's just one of those things. Now, most likely you'll also see these guys like have like the most insane fucking, you know, big balls loadout, like a rocket launcher and a fucking shield, you know, something like that. So that's it. One other thing I want to add on about Minotaur is there's Gangnir, which is the fucking Viking skin or whatever if you want to call it. Now, the only thing I want to say about this skin is if you play with this skin, you're fucking cool, right? That's you're a badass. You're probably really sexy, really good looking in real life, and you know that's it. That's what I got about Gangnir. Next one is everybody's fucking pet favorite to hate, and that's the Rose, so Rook or any variant of that. And of course this skin is famous because of how it's really difficult to see, and you know, someone that doesn't have their brightness set to fucking the sun. So this is a kind of win at all cost skin, and generally the people that play with this skin know that the skin offers a little bit of an unfair advantage. Some people will say a bit of an unfair advantage. And I mean, I suppose in real life secretly they love hiding in corners and jumping out and scaring people. Basically everybody that kills these guys are bots. They get called bots, they get called cheaters, something like that. These players often get into arguments about, you know, why don't I get into any bot lobbies? Why are streamers always getting into these cool lobbies? Why are streamers always fucking reverse boosting? Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. You know, SBMM Warzone is like their favorite website to browse to. It's the first one that opens when they open their browser. That's the default homepage. And yeah, they constantly trying to get hold of a NetDuma fucking router, but you know, complaining that, you know, if I could get this router, I could get the same, you know, lobbies as everybody else is, but these fucking streamers have all bought the routers and therefore I can't get it anymore. Now, what they failed to realize is landing on Superstore and then camping the fucking floor below that and waiting for kills to come in is not the way how you're gonna get any better at this game. And you know, you're not going to get any wins. And that's the reason why they use the skin, right? Because it's supposed to be easy mode for winning. Most likely, I don't know, they eat their own boogers when they think no one's watching.
Fucking A.
So yeah, that's Rose skin for you right there. Then we have our second last one, which is Wyatt, specifically Wyatt in the raid gear configuration. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the actual fucking OG. These guys have been around since season 1, like Modern Warfare season 1 of Warzone, and you know, they've bought like 1 or 2 battle passes, but they never get further than like level 35 or 40 of the battle pass before the next season starts. They like the game, but they just don't have as much time to you know, to play it, and they also just don't want to spend any money on it. So this is like the default skin that they use. It's the nicest looking one out of that set that you get at the beginning there. there. And yeah, they don't really care about meta. They use whichever gun they feel like. So you'll see them rocking like an AK-47, or you know, they'll be like 4 metas behind. So they'll be like, oh my god, the FAL is the shit, right? Yeah, it was a year ago. And yeah, they just play the game, they shoot the shit, they're not taking it too serious, you know, they're just like super chill. Just your regular fucking salt of the earth motherfuckers. Good teammates to have, just don't expect too much from them. And lastly, the fucking grandpappy of hate, at least when it comes to me, is Jaego. Now, specifically, I'm referring to like the thief-in-law, hard labor, or like judge and jury skin variants that you get. Now, these guys, you are getting killed by them when they're lying prone. It took me 2 weeks of playing to see one of these characters standing upright to actually see what the whole character model looks like. So if you're getting fucking drop shot or somebody going prone and shooting you, it's gonna be a fucking Jaego that does that to you. Now, if you're camping an area and you got all your fucking zones, watch out everything, and there's just like a window up in the corner that somebody could potentially come in through, that's where Jaeger's gonna strike from.
Hello. It's
John C.
So these players are sneaky motherfuckers. They come in through every little hook and cranny and everything like that you haven't covered, and then they kill you with whichever flame shotgun, like the doof or whatever is, still killing motherfuckers and still imba as hell. Whichever shotgun that is, that's the one that they're going to be setting your ass on fire with. Now, the problem with these guys is even pushing them and killing them is a big problem, because around their feet you'll always find at least 2 bouncing betties fucking scattered, which seems to be bound to the same prone key that they're using. In other words, it's basically the left side of the keyboard. So it's just really fucking scary running into these players, and the skill level isn't even a factor here. I just get fucking nervous when I see a Jaego. I fucking detest Jaego. So anyway, but that's it, you guys. Those are the ones that at least spring to mind for me that I think about. Let me know in the comments down below if you have some, you know, horror stories of certain operators, or if some of these make sense to you. And yeah, just in general, leave a comment or a like if you enjoy this kind of content. If you really like this kind of content, consider subscribing, because it really does help me bring more stuff like this to the channel. But either which way, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for watching this whole fucking rambling thing. I hope it made you laugh a little bit. And have a great morning, have a great afternoon, have a great evening, wherever you are. Till next video, fucking cheers.